Sielele mama, uhelele iyo. Sielele mama, uhelele sialila.
History is so much different than we've been taught. There was once a civilization that was wiped out because it threatened the profits of the oil industry. The Tartarian Empire was a society where they had discovered ancient knowledge about farming atmospheric energy. They incorporated special coils into all of their architecture, and their entire society was powered for free. They had also discovered how to manipulate frequencies and move objects, which allowed them to build beautiful architecture. This is the same technology that the ancients used to build the pyramids. This society was far better than what we have today, as free energy allowed for people to focus less on work and more on creating a strong society. These people flourished for years until they tried to spread their technology. The oil oligarchs recognized that free energy threatened the profits they could make from oil. For years, they slowly destroyed the society and rewrote history as if they never existed. This technology was hidden and is now likely located in the Vatican archives, along with tons of other advanced knowledge.
Become your own person. Become your own researcher. Start asking questions. Ask yourself questions. Look at information that contradicts itself and start trying to figure out why is it contradicting. And then use some basic logic and you'll figure out what's being told to you is not exactly what happened. What's being taught to you to believe in wholeheartedly for eternity is not even coming from the word of the creator of the universe itself. It's coming from human beings, from men. Actual flesh and blood men that put their pants on one leg at a time, just like you. All you need to know is this, and I'm gonna end. The divine spark that created everything in the entire universe is inside of every atom in your body. Meaning that you are God and God is you. You are the divine walking in the flesh already to experience life like it is in the third dimension as you. The Library of Alexandria was an absolute gold mine of knowledge, and everyone in the world knew this. When you came to Alexandria, your fee to enter was knowledge. You had to bring books. If you didn't have any knowledge, you were not coming in. Money meant nothing there. Money was knowledge. Knowledge was the energy exchange. At the time of the rise of Rome, they said, you know what? We want to build our own storehouse of knowledge and we want to hoard it, because if we can hoard this knowledge, we have power. So they began to realize that if we hoard this, we can really take over. The Library of Alexandria burning, the deeper I researched it, seems to be a gigantic book heist, a knowledge heist.
So it didn't really burn.
It burned. Some books burned. This was the distraction. Like a magician, when you're looking over here, it's happening over there. And so this was one of the greatest knowledge heists in history. Knowledge was stolen and hoarded away, and most of it right now today is underneath the Vatican in the 5-mile underground Vatican archive, never to be seen by most people alive on the planet.
What do you think are contained in these books?
Flying devices. Yeah. Forget the Wright brothers. That's not the first time we learned how to fly. There were flying devices deep antiquity. We had Vimanas back then. Flying devices that flew silently. They didn't even have jet propulsion engines. This technology is so incredible. We've even found some of the flight plans and some of the flight manuals that exist in ancient texts. These were real flying devices. And that was not just the only one. There were many types of flying devices as evidenced in the Mahabharata. They were so big, they called them flying cities.
Libya under Muammar al-Gaddafi tried. What did they do to him? They killed him. Burkina Faso under Thomas Isidore Sankara tried it. What did they do to him? They killed him. Ghana under the Osagie for Kwame Nkrumah tried it. What did they do to him? Removed him from power. Tanzania under Mwalimu Julius Kambarage Nyerere tried it. What did they do to him? They undermined his economy. Mozambique under Samora Moises Machel tried it. What did they do to him? They killed him.
Wait, it doesn't end there. What about Ruben Umniobe of Cameroon? Amilcar Cabral of Guinea-Bissau and Cape Verde, Felix Moumier of Cameroon, Sylvanus Olympio of Togo, Hamani Diori of Niger, Laurent Désiré Kabila of DR Congo, Samuel Doe of Liberia, Eduardo Mondlane, Marion Nguabi, Barthélemy Boganda, Pierre Mulele, and many others.
So whenever You tried to decolonize in all spheres. The former colonizer turned policeman of the world, or policeman of the world, will take you out.
For example, by the historian Andrew Deal's count, owned over 20,000 enslaved people circa 1760. The Jesuits and other slaveholding bishops, priests and religious were not disciplined for their slaveholding because they were not breaking church teachings. Slaveholding was allowed by the Catholic Church. In reacting to the effects of European encroachments into Africa, Jomo Kenyatta had said, "When the Europeans came to our lands, we had the lands and they had the Bible. They taught us to pray with our eyes closed. When we opened our eyes, they had the land and we had the Bible." Dr. Joseph Ben Yochanan had also stated, "Africa took both the hook, the line and the sinker." Another one, from Dr. J. Henrik Clark. "I question the intelligence of anyone who believes that everything written in the Bible is true." Yet another one still from Napoleon Bonaparte, who said religion had stopped the poor from killing the rich. In Europe, Karl Marx had stated too that religion is the opium of the masses. The list could go on and on and on. The transatlantic slave trade was introduced by the coming of the Europeans, who came with the Bible in the same manner that Arab raiders and traders from the Middle East and North Africa introduced Islam through the trans-Saharan slave trade. In fact, the church was the backbone of the slave trade, historians had pointed out. In other words, most of the slave traders and slave ship captains were very good Christians. For example, Sir John Hawkins, the first slave ship captain to bring African slaves to the Americas, was a religious man who insisted that his crew serve God daily and love one another. His ship, ironically called the Good Ship Jesus, left the shores of his native England for Africa in October 1562. Yes, you heard right. The first British slave ship to reach the Americas was called the Good Jesus. What has come to be referred to as the Good Ship Jesus was in fact the Jesus of Lubeck, a 700-ton ship.
What did we lose? We lost everything. They are now giving birth to things. I can't even call them children. They are giving birth to things that they don't know. Amazing. A woman in this generation who does not even know who the father of the child is. She does not know. The women we can now have, I call them the oops women. Oops. Oops what? I missed my period. Oops. Like children are a mistake of reproduction and recreation. What did we lose? We lost the timetable. We lost cosmology. We lost our mothers. We lost wisdom. We lost the connection. We have cell phones, but there's no signal. What did we lose? We lost everything.